All right, about a month ago, I put out a video about how veterans might be able to get some grant money for pilot training services from the FAA Reauthorization Act that was signed in 2024. So I reached out to some of my state representatives asking, what do we got to do to get this money? I've recently heard back. It's not the best news, but it's not the worst. So stay tuned and I'll fill you in. All right, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that alert button if you do want to stay up to date on this whole saga with the grant money for veterans. Okay, if you didn't see the first video, bring you up to speed here really quick. So, reading through the FAA Reauthorization Act that was signed in 2024, they sign this every 4 years. It basically reauthorizes the FAA, allocates money to them, and kind of directs them where to spend this money. So within there, in the recent one that was just signed by Biden last year, there's a section 418, that allocates money to veterans for pilot training services. So I'll just read from it real quick. Again, this is from the FAA Reauthorization Act 2024. You can look this up yourself. Section 418. It's called Pilot Program to Provide Veterans with Pilot Training Services. So this is going to be in consultation with the Veterans Affairs and the Secretary of Education to establish a pilot program to provide grants to eligible flight schools with established pathways for employment with airlines to provide flight training and educational activities to veterans who are not military aviators. To carry out the program, the section authorizes $5 million each fiscal year from 2025 to 2028. So upon reading this, naturally, I was very interested, wanted to look into this. However, this is all the information that I could find online. There's really nothing else, about how one can go about getting this money. We do know that it's going to be given to eligible flight schools, so you can't apply for this yourself. You have to be part of an eligible flight school. So either way, I reached out to one of my state representatives to their office to try to get more information about this, because there's literally nothing else that you can find online about it, which I guess makes sense because it is pretty new. It was just signed in, I think, the fall of 2024. But anyways, I just received an email, an update about where this is at. So this is from the representative that I reached out to, and they were in contact with the Department of Transportation, who's going to head up, this whole allocation of money to veterans. And it reads that it's not likely to come in fiscal year 2025 because appropriations and the FAA reauthorization moved concurrently. So it may be a year until the program is established. Typical government, it's going to take them a year to establish a program that's only lasting 4 years. It goes on to say, unfortunately, you will most likely not see an announcement on these funds until later in the year at the earliest. And then he goes on to say, you're welcome to check with me later in the year if you want to know if the funds will be appropriated. So I don't know if it's a guarantee that these funds are going to be appropriated. If they're not, but the way it sounds, we're not really going to know about this until later in the year, later in 2025, which, we have to all can really expect that, because, what else do you expect from the government, and then to just move really slow? But whatever. Let's just hope that they do follow through with this program, because like I said, that is $5 million a year. So over 4 years, that would be $20 million, all allocated to veterans to help pay for their pilot training services. But unfortunately, that's all the information that I have right now. Wish I had a little bit more, but like I said, man, this is the government. We're all veterans. It's what we have come to expect with them. It's going to take some time. Hopefully, later in the year, at the latest, we'll hear some information and some good news about where this program is going. So can help out some veterans that are looking to do some pilot training services. But that's all we got for now. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but like I said, if you do want to stay up to date on this, I'm in constant communication with this representative. I'm asking for updates monthly, if not bi-monthly, but once we get closer to the end of the year, I'll be asking probably once every 2 weeks for updates on this, on where it's at. So if you want to stay in that loop, be sure to subscribe and hit that alert button. Sorry I don't got more for you though, vets, but that's all for now.